What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well, and we are back for some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yes, some breaking news when it comes to Matthijs de Ligt, because it's been reported in the last couple of minutes by Fabrizio Romano that he has given the green light for this move. This is what Romano has said on social media. He has said, Matthijs de Ligt has given green light to Manchester United move after direct contacts with his camp. Personal terms are not an issue, as agent Pimata is only negotiating with Manchester United, a priority for the player. So again, a bit of an update on that one is that it doesn't look like that Matthijs de Ligt is negotiating with anyone else. He is only negotiating with Manchester United, and the move is a priority for the Netherlands international. Romano concludes by saying it's now up to Manchester United and Bayern Munich, who are in talks over a deal structure. Now, it had actually been kind of reported earlier today that the suggestion is, once again, it's around 50 million euros, which is around 42 million pounds. And what that deal is going to look like is what is being talked about at the moment between the two parties, add-ons, incentives, what have you. As far as discussions on his wages, his salary, which of course is a concern. It's probably my biggest concern when it comes to this whole move together. Interestingly, some reporting coming out today too from Christopher Michel, who is a German football journalist for Sport 1 based in Germany, saying, and whether or not, again, this is true, take it with a pinch of salt. It's not your Ornsteins or your Romanos, but it is a report coming out of Germany suggesting that de Ligt would be willing to take a pay cut to join Manchester United. The Dutchman earns, according to this report, around 15 million euros per year at Bayern Munich. Manchester United would like to offer below 12 million euro per year for the player, and it looks like, according to Romano, according to the report he's just put out there, personal terms are not going to be an issue. Now, the only thing that really stands in between here we go from Fabrizio is really this sort of payment structure between Manchester United and Bayern Munich. So this one looks like it's getting very, very, very close. It looks like this one's getting done fairly quickly. And I think that if all of these things that are being reported here are accurate, and obviously take it with a bit of caution and a pinch of salt as with anything that's being reported, but if Manchester United can get a deal over the line for a 24-year-old, soon to be 25, but a 24-year-old that was the youngest captain at the time in Ajax history, has captains that side to a Champions League semi-final, has gone to Juventus, has gone to Bayern Munich. On top of that, another report coming out today from Mike Verwey was saying that there are actually Bayern Munich fans who at this point, they've put a petition together. They're protesting. They've put a petition together so that de Ligt doesn't leave Bayern Munich this summer, because once again, there are a lot of false narratives out there regarding de Ligt on social media, I think. I don't know particularly why. Maybe it's because they prefer another player over him. I'm not sure. But if you ask the majority of Bayern Munich fans, they want him to stay. They think this is a bad move, and they're not happy with the fact that he could be going when, again, he's very young. Yes, he had some injury troubles last year, but they still believe he's a talent. They still believe that he's going to develop. They still believe he's one of the best defenders they've got at the club. And it's going to be a bad move for Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich's loss could absolutely be Manchester United's gain here. So if Manchester United, going back to sort of the structure of this deal, can find a way to sign Matthijs de Ligt for around 42 million pounds plus add-ons, and work out a contract, 5-year contract that could be less than the money he is earning at Bayern Munich currently, I mean, I think that would be a really shrewd bit of business, and it could potentially be a fantastic deal for Manchester United to pull off also so early on in this transfer window. Now, as far as his lack of appearances for the Netherlands, well, I won't go too much into that because there is going to be a video coming out later today with Flex talking to Ajax, who does give a much more well-rounded, I think, opinion and thought process of de Ligt and maybe why he's not playing for the Netherlands at the moment. And it's not because he's rubbish. It's not because he's washed, he's finished. It's because the manager is going with Stefan de Vrij instead, and he's done quite well with Virgil van Dijk. And also, they've got a lot of good centre-backs in that Netherlands squad, but there's no doubting his ability. And when you talk to an Ajax fan who watched de Ligt again, lead the side at the time as the youngest captain in the club's history. I think that's since changed. But at the time, he speaks with reverence. And then you hear from Kevin Hatchard, who commentates on the Bundesliga every single week, watches a lot of Bundesliga games, and saying, no, Matthias de Ligt, there is still absolutely something there with him. Again, I think maybe because of the fact he's been around for so long, you kind of get lost in the fact that he's only 24, coming into 25, and this could be, once again, as I mentioned, I think, really shrewd business by Manchester United. Hopefully it's only the beginning. Hopefully it can get done quickly. I mean, we were talking about transfers the other day. Now that this sort of deadline for PSR windows has passed, now that we've got Dan Ashworth in situ, now that Omar Barada's coming in about 11 days' time, now that we're getting Vaval as possibly the director of recruitment, you would hope that not only transfers can start happening pretty quickly, and also the right style of player, the right profile of player is coming in. Of course, de Ligt, his history of Erik ten Hag is there too, and I know that considering, like the Anthony deal and what have you, it raises an eyebrow because we've seen players come and not perform that Erik ten Hag has worked with in the past, and it feels like every player has a tie to Erik ten Hag in the past. But I'm pretty optimistic about this signing. I think this can be a really shrewd bit of business by Manchester United that I think is quite encouraging. And also, I think the quicker we can do it, then we can move on to other targets that we also need to wrap up, whether it's Ugarte, whether it is Joshua Zirkzee, which looks like deals that we are still working on and are, looks to be plodding along quite nicely. So I'm very encouraged by this news, and it feels like, again, how long this will take, I don't know, but it feels like, considering how quickly things have moved from just a few days ago. I know Florian Plettenberg for a couple of weeks was saying that, Manchester United are interested in de Ligt, it's a serious option, and then it kind of went a bit quiet and nothing really happened. And then suddenly, 4 or 5 days ago, it feels like this one's really sprung into life, doesn't it? And now it's sprung into life so much that personal terms are not an issue. He's given the green light. He wants to move to Manchester United. The contract offer's been placed before him, 5-year contract until 2029. And there's also an asking price that it looks like Manchester United would be willing to meet, or certainly Bayern would be willing to compromise on too, which is not over the odds, which is pretty good for a player of his experience and his age and his quality. So I think this is really encouraging and really exciting. So certainly watch this space, because this one certainly I think is going to develop very quickly over the next couple of days. Of course, if we get a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, which it looks like this could be the case, considering once again we're the only club that his agent is negotiating with right now. And it looks like Bayern are keen to sell. So if we get a here we go, of course, we'll be here. Be sure to click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Click the notification bell. You'll be notified if we go live or if a video like this gets uploaded. And stay tuned, because more transfer news on the way. I'm out of here. Peace.